Have you ever heard of Pretoria, Cape Town, Bloemfontein? These are the three capitals of South Africa, the country my grandmother, Sharon Mervis, immigrated from. She grew up in a white neighborhood in Johannesburg, South Africa. This city was formerly part of the province Transvaal, now Gauteng. This impacted her because she came from an urban environment. She left because the government in her homeland was corrupt. In South Africa, apartheid was practiced, where separation based on race was a policy. When she left South Africa, she left behind most of her possessions and only brought her husband and one suitcase each. After about a year, her family shipped most of the possessions she left behind in a big crate. Leaving her homeland was bittersweet for her because she was excited to escape the corruption of her homeland, but also had to leave everything she had behind. She also didn't know she was staying and came only with a 3-month tourist visa. In May of 1976, she flew on a plane to Rio de Janeiro, then to Miami, then to Baltimore, and then she was driven to Richmond, Virginia, where she had family. When she arrived, it was difficult for her to understand people because she spoke a different dialect of English. She also found it to be very quiet because it was Memorial Day. After arriving, she lived with family in Richmond for 6 weeks, and then she and her husband moved to their own apartment for a year and a half. There were many differences in America, including that there was color TV. There wasn't any in South Africa because it was banned. Cars drove on the right side of the road. There were language differences, including that there was a new dialect and one main language instead of two, English and Afrikaans. Also, the mailboxes worked differently. They included slots instead of you having to open the box. Her expectations for the country were exceeded with modern homes and many more choices. She feels that the culture she brought to the U.S. includes family importance, the value of eating etiquette, including holding forks convex, leaving the knife and fork touching at the end of a meal, including lots of food at every meal, including lots of soups and salads, and the importance of manners. She would definitely not go back to South Africa to live there, because she has built a life here. There is much less crime, and she gave up her South African citizenship. In South Africa today, apartheid has been replaced by more crime, corruption has changed, and infrastructure issues have been introduced due to the larger population provided by the government, and government officials stealing tax money.